Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee. I wanted to give you a new angle on something that happened this past Sunday. Here, obviously, in our sanctuary on Sunday mornings, it's important that people can see. We have all these different kinds of lights. We have lights along the outside of the ceiling. We have spotlights toward the front. We have these, I don't know what they're, pendant lights, cathedral lights, whatever you call them, hanging down. They look really good, but they don't provide that much light. It's amazing how much of the light people use to read a bulletin or look at a hymnal come from these tiny little lights up here in the ceiling. Now, what you can't tell, you can see there's a couple right there that are burned out. It turns out that we bought a new case of bulbs. They don't make a lot of incandescent bulbs anymore. You have to pay a lot extra because everyone's making LEDs, which is a good thing. We're all for that. The way our light fixtures work, we needed incandescents. We're trying to change them out for LEDs as soon as we can, but we need incandescents for right now. Well, we bought this huge carton, and more than half of the lights burned out and were not working for Sunday. It's hard to tell in here because the iPad makes it brighter, but it was really hard for some people to see, to just read a bulletin on Sunday morning. And I came into that morning thinking, oh, great, you know how church people are. I'm going to hear about this. I'm going to be complaining and moaning. And I was so pleased and shocked that when people arrived, they sat in where they want to sit, sometimes in the normal place, sometimes in different places. Not one person said a word. We had a couple of people pull out their phones and use the flashlight on their phone, and just as if to say, well, we make do with what we have. I was so proud of the congregation. I don't know if you all can appreciate, you've probably heard. I mean, we're human beings. We bypass 1,000 things that are working well because there's one little thing that annoys us, and we always want to share what it is. Do you see that? You see how annoying that is? And church people just have this tendency of saying, hey, did you change something? Something's not right here. Being helpful quite often, sometimes, and sometimes it just gets old. But this Sunday, not one person mentioned. I'd like to think that's a result, now that we're back, we've been back a month or so, and still have to wear masks, and still have to sit every other pew and physically distance from one another. I would like to think that having this past year of quarantine, where we were so without the ability to be in fellowship with one another, we are so limited in how we could interact, that now that we are back together, we have a deeper appreciation of the good gift of just being in worship. And yes, maybe the lights aren't working the way they are. Oh, by the way, they should be. And by the way, we're going to fix them. We've ordered better incandescent lights and switching over to LEDs as soon as we can. But I'd like to think that this is demonstrative of where we all are. We can overlook quite a few things that may in the past have driven us crazy and we'd have talked about it or complained. But we should savor this opportunity to really appreciate the good gifts that's not been a part of our life for over a year, and yet they're here right now. And I want Sunday mornings to be like that. It's so exciting still on Sunday mornings to have people in the congregation. And I want those who are still participating virtually at home, I want them to, as we, over these next, 6 months, roll out more and more protocol changes and we get back to hopefully normal at some point, the joy of just being together. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to go back to taking things for granted. And I know you don't either. So that can be our prayer and our focus in the months and years ahead, to appreciate where we are and the good gifts that surround us. I hope you can do that today, and I hope you have a good day.